Good evening, sir. Sending you chat messages.
Good evening, Yogita. Abhishek, Sarthak, Ishu, Jai Hind. Welcome to our session. Jai Hind, my study space. DRKU, Jai Hind. What is volume? Rakhi, Ram Ram, Shubham, great to see you again. I have not made myself visible, but yeah, thanks a lot. Same this side. Rakhi, we will take your question. Let few people more join up. Yogita, how many have joined up?
Sir, 8.
Hello, Yogita, am I audible? You are muted.
Yes, sir, 8, sir. अभी होंगे धीरे धीरे वो ज्वाइन होंगे.
Hello. Please say again. I have not heard you. Yogita, you are not.
People join, but they join a bit late. Right now, they are 10. Am I audible now?
You are audible. We'll wait for a couple of minutes. Normally, we get about 30 or so, no?
30 or so by half an hour or so. It becomes 30.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. So we will start. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to our Sunday live session. Thanks for attending. Now, before I start taking your questions, a few important tips from my side, which I keep repeating always, which actually need to be repeated again, again, and again for at least 10 years, so that people start understanding. Because the thing is, there is a lot of misunderstanding and misconceptions about the SSB. You see, when the selection system started working, there were no coaching academies. and some of the aspirants who attended SSB in those times did get selected. And they were selected because they met the criteria of selection. The selection criteria today are exactly the same as they were when the first ever SSB took place. This implies that a candidate who got selected at that time gets as well. Have come up. There's so many websites, internet information is there. So in their efforts to guide you or provide you information, a large amount of misinformation has also been provided. The major problem, as I perceive, is that the aspirants need a short-term solution. And because of that, the market of the coaching academies came up with a more or less standard solution of 10 to 15 days of coaching capsule. In 10 to 15 days of coaching capsule, what is possible is acquainting you with the SSB process. This is something which could have been done in 2, 3 days also, but probably it did not meet their business model needs. And that is why they went into this 10, 15 days coaching model. And because of that, they have provided you a lot of misinformation. Misinformation and information which you don't need, which creates confusion for you people. Like I have understood from most people I interact with who've been to coaching academies that the first thing is you are explained the 15 officer-like qualities, their definition, and how they're interpreted. Now, aspirants don't need to know all these things. It's a waste of time and it creates confusion. And the problem is that then you try to display those OLQs, and that will create a lot of problems for you. So, like that, there's a large amount of misinformation which clutters your mind and make you think that SSB is big deal and all that, and you have a lot of problems. Over a period of time, having worked in the selection system and guiding students for 10 years, I have realized that if the aspirants focus on the following four things, then they can increase their chances of selection greatly. These four things are that if you are a student, you should be a good student. Means your knowledge of your core subjects should be good. Allocate it a weightage of approximately 35%. That is the highest weightage among all the aspects of your personality. The next significant thing comes is your ability to communicate orally as well as in writing. Allocate it a weightage of 30%. The third quality comes in relative importance is your physical fitness. Allocate it a weightage of 20%. And the last quality of significance is your general awareness, allocated a weightage of 15%. This takes care of your 100% aspects, major aspects required to be improved to get selected. The knowledge of SSB, Balli, Patta, learning CIQ 1, 2, 3, mugging up answers and all that is not going to help. The maximum gain a person can make by all this knowledge is not more than 5%. Invariably, it is going to be less than that. And the confusion and the losses which you can make by going wrong are great. So with this as a background, I will take on your questions. The first question I will take is of Rakhi. लड़कियां कब तक IMA में अलाउ कर दी जाएगी? I am talking about that petition. So Rakhi, see, I am a retired Fauji who worked in the selection system, and I have an idea of the working of the selection system. I have a very little idea about what goes on in the judiciary and all that. So my, views would be nothing very much, rather I'm not any more qualified than you to comment on this aspect. The only conjecture I can make is that it should be a matter of time. Because once the trend has started, logically it should get opened. So that is my view. What happens, when it happens, I cannot predict. Fine. So this is my answer. Fine. So that's it, Rakhi. Okay. Yeah. Please keep posting your questions. Rakhi has asked another question. If I say to my IO that I want to join Para SF, great, yeah. What can be the possible questions he can ask me? Because now girls can apply to this as Major Dr. Payal Chapra did. Uh, you see, once again, I would be conjecturing and I would not know the mind of the interviewing officer. He has his own original idea. So he will definitely have a positive outlook towards you that is a bold girl, physically tough, wants to be a para SF. So he may ask you things about the knowledge you about para SF in India also. I mean, once again, it is like, your guess would be as good as mine. So, Rakhi, wish you good luck. Do well. Okay, SRT. During city riots, some men are coming to burn his house. Uh, so he will have to save himself. It will be difficult to these riot mobs, and he should get in touch with police at the earliest and see as to how his house can be saved. That would be my response. Fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, network is a bit problem. So can you switch Wi-Fi plus data? Yes, sir. Some network issue was there.
Yeah, network problem is there at my end. I don't know now. This Vodafone doesn't work. Airtel doesn't work. Anyway, we have to live with these things. सब bribe देते हैं सब सरकार को तो क्या करो. Okay, right. So गया Bodpa. I am a Buddhist from Spiti Valley with an extensive knowledge of my religion. Very good, yeah. Would you consider studying and understanding Buddhism as a hobby? So nice of you, Beta, to offer this. Sorry, it may be wrong calling you a Beta. You may be an adult, maybe around my age only. I have no idea. So if I called you as a son, that may be incorrect. So really, it will be a good idea. I am interested in learning about religions. I have read a little about my own religion, a little bit, I mean, some amount of Mahabharata, little bit of Ramayana, some amount of Gita, little bit of Islam. Christianity, really, I haven't read, but since I went to a school run by Catholic Christians, so through moral science and all that, I did get some exposure to that. I haven't deeply delved into any religion. I have a lot of respect for Buddhism or Jainism, or for that matter, any religion. It's a modern religion which overcame a lot of the what do you call the things, the wrong things which religions do pick up as they grow. But I really don't have the energy at the moment. But I will definitely, get in touch with you in case, I'm inclined. Very, very nice of you to have come and made this offer. I'm very, very grateful. and wish you all the best. Yeah, please keep posting your questions. Way to IMA. So, what's your opinion on the self-assessment of our own performance during SSB? Like last time, I felt satisfied with my interview and GTO, while I felt a need of improvement in my psychology test. There is nothing wrong because it is your perception, and often such kind of questions are posed in during the conference. So you should give your honest answer. That's all. Do not try to draw any conclusions of assessment and all from this, because it is not going to benefit you. Be open and transparent and state whatever. Fine. Like I keep saying time and again, do not try to learn the assessment system. It's not worth it. It's not needed at all. That's why I said in the beginning, trying to know the OLQs, their definitions, and how they are assessed and all that is not required for a candidate. Fine. So that these are my views. Fine. Thank you. Yes, please keep posting your questions. Rakhi Karun. Wait to Shreyas. Sir, any suggestion you would give for NCC special entry aspirants? Yes, I can give a lot of suggestions. First is that do not bank on this entry solely. Please do prepare for the written examinations and qualify good marks. Because if you cannot qualify the written examinations with good marks, it is not a very reliable entry to bank upon. Fine. Because overall, the standard of NCC candidates that I saw in my 2 years as interview came to us. Fine. There were so many of the NCC aspirants who were wasting time during college time and all that. And some of them could not have been selected as soldiers also. So this is the thing. And yeah, that's it. And nothing much. So don't bank on NCC solely. That's my view. You're getting one entry for to SSB. It will be fruitful only if your competence is good enough. It's not like a lot. Keep posting your questions. In a video, you said that you left army because you felt doesn't need you. What does that mean, sir? Ah, okay. You see, I felt that the organization did not need me much. My service was not much in need. तो इसको कैसे इंटरप्रेट करें? मतलब इज्जत शिज्जत तो ठीक है, लोग सीनियर्स वगैरह भी थे, वो भी रेस्पेक्टफुली बातचीत करते थे, कोई ऐसा इशू नहीं था. बट एज माय लास्ट टेन्योर वाज इन द सिलेक्शन सिस्टम, वहां तो ठीक ठीक था. The selection system is a separate entity, but the regular army, where my last tenure was of commandant of 4 corps counter-terrorist battle school, there I started feeling कि यार, utility organization को हमारी कुछ खास है नहीं. So, and then when you feel that you're not much needed, so self-respect suggest that you can move on. So that is, I hope I have explained myself. Fine. Okay. Yeah, please go ahead. I don't know what SSB wants and how they want my performance, and I'm generally just making a guess on my assessment. How well can I rely on my assessment about myself? Uh, you see, I have written, if you would have read my book, the first essay I have written about is Who Am I? And I feel it is very appropriately the first essay. I think we have put a video about it also, Yogita, on our YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
We have. So please listen to that. You will get an idea. You see, our self-assessment is need not may not be very accurate, but it gives us a fair idea. And I've explained as to how you should give credence to the opinions of the people you have lived with, your parents, your teachers, your colleagues, your seniors, things like that, in a rational manner. And in your self-assessment, you should focus not on what your thoughts were in taking particular actions, but rather what you actually did. Because that will give you a better perspective of your assessment. Let us say that you had an opportunity that you could score 5 more marks in an exam by cheating, and you felt it is very wrong and all, you didn't want to do, but you realize that everyone else is doing, and peers are also saying, अरे यार क्या फर्क पड़ता है, 5 नंबर ज्यादा आ जाएंगे, सब तो ऐसे कर ही रहे हैं, and then you did it. So now in your personal assessment, it may be, you may be thinking that I am not inclined to cheat, but because of circumstances, conditions, peers telling and all that, you did it. This would be an incorrect assessment. The correct assessment would be that you were inclined to cheat for 5 marks and you did it. That is how an observer will see you, because that's your demonstrated performance. So, in that manner, you should do your self-assessment rather than your inner thoughts and all. So, this will give you a better perspective. You can read my essay. You can also go and read on the internet about Johari window. It's a good this thing concept about self assessment to get a good perspective about your own self. You can go and read this. Personality is a developing field. Nobody has perfect answers. It's a very interesting field. So you can keep reading and developing and getting a better perspective about yourself. So, I mean, I keep trying to learn about myself, so you can also do. Fine. So that's it. Yeah. What more questions? Vishnu, I'm asking about the weightage of trade work during interview for service entry. This is a good question. As I said in the beginning, in my introductory talk, that in case you are a student, then the maximum weightage goes towards your knowledge as a student. So now that you are a serving personnel and you are doing a particular trade work, let us say you are a transport mechanic or you are handling the radar equipment in Air Force. So your knowledge about your trade has the maximum weightage in your assessment because that's the job you are doing performing. So I would allocate it a weightage of approximately 35% in your overall assessment. So that is my understanding. Fine. And balancing, as I said, the other three. Okay. I hope, Vishnu, you got my point. Yeah. Thank you. AET defense as in BSc bio student. Family wants that I join diploma engineering because I'm not too good in PCM and I will get a job easily if I did diploma engineering. See, what study and career choices you make, these are your decisions, and of course, your family is there to guide you and help you. Go ahead and do that. That should not be a problem. And I will not be able to guide you very well on this platform because of a simple reason that I don't know you well enough. If you enroll for my guidance program and I know you thoroughly, thoroughly means your entire background and your overall competence at various things and your aptitude and all that, then I can render you much better quality advice. So this is what it is. You can have a word with Yogita madam. You can plan on joining our program. You're talking of financial condition not being good and all that. We are very considerate in all these matters. We understand these things, and Yogita understands my outlook. We will be very sympathetic and we'll try and help. Fine, beta? Okay. Thank you. Issue. बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में एसएसबी की प्रिपरेशन करते हैं, करेक्ट बात है, और इस प्रकार दे आर कोर्स कैंडिडेट, फिर भी उन्हें एसएसबी द्वारा रिकमेंड क्यों कर दिया जाता है जबकि वो पोस्ट है? तो इशू बेटा क्या है, कोचिंग लेना कोई जुर्म नहीं है। मान लीजिए एक अच्छा कैंडिडेट है, उसकी ओवरऑल कॉम्पिटेंस अच्छी है और वो कोचिंग एकेडमी अटेंड करके आता है किसी भी रीजन की वजह से, और अगर से वो ठीक ठाक होगा तो उसे सेलेक्ट कर लेंगे, प्रॉब्लम क्या है? जैसे मेरे कितने ही दोस्त जो पीपीएस नाभा एक स्कूल है, वो सारे के सारे इकट्ठे उन्होंने एनडीए का एग्जाम दिया था और इकट्ठे ही वो एक कोचिंग एकेडमी में गए थे और उसके बाद एसएसबी गए थे और उनमें से बहुत सारे लोग रेकमेंड हुए, तो वो रेकमेंड होने लायक थे लोग। तो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। व्हाट जो मैं बात कहना चाह रहा हूँ ना, इशू वो आपने समझा होगा क्योंकि आपने हमारे काफी सेशन अटेंड किए, कि जो है मिस गाइडेंस जो उसमें है उससे वो लोग इतना इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं हुए होंगे क्योंकि समझदार थे, और जो इतने ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाएंगे उनका नुकसान होगा। पर असेसर ये किसी के अगेंस्ट नहीं होल्ड करेंगे कि ये कोचिंग में गया था बच्चा। आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड माय पॉइंट। थैंक यू। Yeah, please keep posting your questions. Rakhi, sir, can we write running, dancing, and playing Sudoku as our hobbies? Especially talking about like I playing Sudoku a lot, so can I write it? Huh, there is no problem, beta. Whatever you like doing, write it. Don't hesitate. इसमें घबराना क्यों है? ये ये सवाल दिमाग में उठने इसलिए लगे ना, ये इतने कोचिंग कोचिंग वालों ने आपका दिमाग को क्लटर करके रख दिया है कि ये अच्छी हॉबी है, ये खराब हॉबी है, ऑल दैट, व्हाटएवर इज देयर, राइट, डू नॉट हेजिटेट। समझ रहे हो बच्चे? और आपकी ये छोटी छोटी क्वेरीज है, मेरी बुक पढ़ेंगे तो आपको क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी। और नहीं तो हमारा गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन कर लिए, So in a matter of week, 15 days or so, you will gain considerable clarity about all this assessment. ठीक है बेटा? Okay, yeah, thank you. Honey Sher Khan. So what they look in a repeater? Do they consult the previous appearance file? No, we don't have access to your previous appearance and all that. We do not know. We only know कि आप select नहीं हुए थे अगर merit out हुए थे whatever. That is all what we know. तो और हमारा असेसमेंट सिस्टम वही है कैंडिडेट जैसा मर्जी रिपीटर के लिए कोई अलग यार्ड स्टिक नहीं है प्रेशर के लिए अलग यार्ड स्टिक नहीं है आप ये देखिए जैसे आप ना ब्लड टेस्ट कराते हैं तो कोई ऐसा होता है कि ये ब्लड टेस्ट 10 बार करा चुका है तो इसका ब्लड टेस्ट कुछ अलग तरीके से किया जाएगा जो है वही रिपोर्ट में आएगा ना तो सिमिलरली इट इज लाइक दैट और फॉर दैट मैटर ये जो एग्जामिनेशन बोर्ड्स होते हैं उसमें कहीं ऐसा दिया गया है कि ये 12th ईयर रिपीटर है तो इसका कुछ अलग तरीके से जो है ना असेसर चेक करेगा वैसे ही करेगा जैसे चेक होता है तो दीज क्वेश्चंस आर मीनिंगलेस बट देन कोचिंग कोचिंग वालों ने ये सब दिमाग में जंग भरा हुआ है आप लोगों के नथिंग लाइक दैट फाइन ये है बात कुछ क्या देख रहे हैं दैट यू डोंट हैव टू नो ऑल दैट वो जो देख रहे हैं तुम अपना 4 चीजें सुधार करो तो दैट बी गुड एनफ ठीक है बेटा या how much W test should be attempted minimum? You should do all 60 because you see you are getting 15 seconds to write a sentence and 15 seconds में हुसैन बोल्ट भाग जाएगा 150 मीटर से ऊपर तो आप एक सेंटेंस नहीं लिख पा रहे हो तो you should be able to write and don't try to write long impressive sentences कोई impress नहीं हो रहा छोटा सिंपल सेंटेंस लिखो जिसकी अब मीनिंग ठीक हो और लैंग्वेज ठीक हो दैट इज ऑल एंड इन केस यू डू नॉट नो द मीनिंग ऑफ अ वर्ड then it should be left because there's no point writing a sentence with using a word the meaning of which you do not know so that is सारे के सारे करने चाहिए yeah that's it okay yeah more any more questions Ashwari. Sir, I come from an all civilian family background, not having even single officer, even cousins. Can I get selected as I don't get OLQs easily in my environment? अरे ये बकवास है यार. OLQs could be very low in an officer who has plenty of service, and OLQs could be very high in a civilian who has never joined any defense services. तो डोंट गेट अफेक्टेड बाय ऑल दोस थिंग्स ठीक है ना आप अपनी क्वालिटीज अच्छी रखिए अपनी वैल्यूज अच्छी रखिए योर देन एंड द 4 चीजें मैंने बताई हैं दैट विल बी गुड इनफ ठीक है ना ऑफिसर होने से डिफेंस का हिस्सा होने से कोई ओएलक्यू बड़ी हाई नहीं होगी दैट्स ऑल एटलीस्ट आई डोंट सब्सक्राइब टू दिस फाइन सो डोंट वरी थैंक यू ओके चलिए आगे Vikash, I have done my 12th from PCM, then I have done bachelor. तेरी spelling बड़ी खराब है यार. Apart from open board and after 2 years of gap, I also go for diploma engineering. So how will it affect? अरे यार तुमने जो भी किया है वो आपने कुछ सोच समझ के ही डिसीजन लिया होगा तो जो भी आपकी लॉजिक थी ये चीजें करने में वो इंटरव्यू ऑफिसर को बता दो इफेक्ट को मार दो झाड़ू ये छवि और इंप्रेशन के चक्कर में मत पड़ो इससे तुम्हारी बर्बादी होगी ये बेवकूफी का आउटलुक है एक छवि बनाने वाला 10 साल से देख रहे हो क्या किया उसने अपना और देश का, ठीक है ना? डोंट गेट इनटू दिस स्टूपिड आइडियाज। या थैंक यू। Varun, I have good communication skills, good general knowledge, physically very fit, but not that good in academics. I will start working in few months' time. Will my academics hinder my chances? They will hinder. As I said, 35% weightage I said is, since you are a student, that goes towards it. So it will definitely be have a bad influence on your selection chances. The only thing now with you is that when you work, be sincere at that and be good at that work. You can read my book, and in that I have given written about one of my students, Ajay Singh Rajpur, who had taken 6 years to clear his engineering, was a mechanical engineer, and his knowledge of his core subjects was poor. But in a matter of about 4.5, 5 months under my guidance, he got recommended for OTA and became an officer. He is an officer today. So he changed his outlook. He could not improve his knowledge of mechanical engineering. But the job which he was doing, he became good at that. And the other things which you have said, he made himself competent in those things and got recommended. So that will give you some idea as to how things work. Fine, Varun. And you can think of joining my guidance program. But first thing is that I'll give you a kick because you have definitely wasted your time during your whatever studies you have done in your graduation. That is not okay. You got to change this attitude. Fine, that's it. Thank you. Vishnu, one more concerned, completed 14 years of service as a clerk in engineers, but never tried for diploma as well as ACC. I have applied for PCSL 25. Will the interviewing officer be asking about these things? Yes, he will ask because he's curious, he will be curious to know. You just give your honest answers. What you did in the past is not going to, affect, improve or degrade your chances of getting selected. Your selection chances will be determined based on your current level of overall competence. So that should be the thing. तो तुम मेरे पास आ जाओ, हमारा प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन करो, थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन वगैरह आपका दूर हो जाएगा। हमारे पास काफी सर्विस एंट्री वाले आए हुए हैं। You can speak to Yogita madam, you can listen to the interview of one of these candidates and get an idea as to how they worked, systematically improved, and then got selected. Okay, yeah. Dipayan Mukherjee, please answer. Is it necessary to take coaching for CDS? It is not necessary to take coaching for anything at all, be it IAS, IPS, defense services, SSB, whatever. If you are overall competent and confident, you will definitely get selected. कोई coaching नहीं चाहिए. I don't claim that मेरे पास कोई ऐसी बड़ी एक्सपर्टीज है ना किसी और के पास. आप है मेरे जैसे किसी की और की या मेरी कोई जरूरत नहीं है आपको. आप हो जाएंगे सर. फाइन, दैट्स इट. Georgian, I am a procrastinator. Can I say this in the SSB? You say it, it's fine. If you don't say it, your track record will display this, and the correct assessment would be made in any case. Right? So that's what my view is about. On this Sunday, we will be having a guest speaker who will be talking to us about this procrastination, overthinking, and all that. I have also spoken about these things earlier on my channel. So, wo bhi hoga, you can listen to that. It will give you some idea. How to improve that? Rakhi says, I was good at my academic, got 85%, 10, 19, 12, also did NCC, but got 62 in graduate because first and second year went into Corona. राखी आंसर सेलेक्ट नहीं होता, सेलेक्ट आप होंगे राखी जी। अगर आपकी कॉम्पिटेंस ठीक ठाक है तो आप सेलेक्ट होंगे, अगर आपकी कॉम्पिटेंस ठीक ठाक नहीं है तो आप सेलेक्ट नहीं होंगे। और कोरोना के टाइम में मार्क्स वार्क्स अच्छे दिए गए थे, तो ये लॉजिक जो है ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट विदाउट नोइंग यू इन डिटेल, आई डोंट बाय दिस लॉजिक। ये 62% ग्रेजुएशन लेना इज जस्टिफाइड, ठीक है ना? In my view, it is not justified. However, you may be having reasons for whatever has happened. Fine. I don't buy this argument on the face of it. ठीक है बेटा? Yeah, thank you. Pradhuman Singh, sir, is it advisable to prepare like PGT? I have बड़ा फायदा नहीं हो जाता है. You should focus on the four things that I have said. However, getting acquainted there is tough होने वाला है. But wasting time and writing stories, solving situations, all that is not helpful. Getting an idea कि ठीक है क्या होने वाला है वो देख लो तो ठीक है. मैंने भी अपनी किताब में डाला हुआ है ऐसे लिखने के बारे में सैंपल दिए. Get an idea. थोड़ा कर सकते हो, but this over focus on the SSP process does a lot of harm to most of us. So that is why I am against doing this thing, wasting time. इससे कुछ आपका प्रैक्टिकल थिंकिंग या कोई एबिलिटीज इंप्रूव नहीं हो जाती है, ठीक है बेटा? दैट इज माय व्यू. कितना मैंने यूट्यूब में चीजें डाली हुई हैं, आप हमारा बुक पढ़िए, यू गेट क्लैरिटी फर्दर. या दैट्स इट. Mr. Unknown, fresher recommendation is high. I am not so sure. ऐसा कोई मैंने स्टैटिस्टिक लेके रखा हुआ नहीं है. If you're saying it may be correct, it may not be correct. वैसा कोई एडवांटेज फ्रेशर का नहीं होता है. The little advantage of fresher may have is कि बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट उसको चला जाता है अगर कोई चीज उसमें कमी हो, छोटी मोटी जो डिटेक्ट ना हुई हो. और रिपीटर को वो बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट जो है प्रीवियस असेसर्स को चला जाए. मैं एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ आपको. एक लड़की साउथ इंडिया की लड़की, in first attempt she had got recommended for SSC tech में या AFS she got recommended, did not make in the best. And when I interviewed her first time, I found that her knowledge of her core subject is not good. Like one of the previous persons who had asked questions, he said ना कि मेरा जीके शीके अंग्रेजी फिटनेस सब ठीक ठाक है, ऐसे ही उस लड़की का भी था. So the first thing after interviewing her, I asked her कि क्या, it seems that the interviewing officer never asked you any technical question about your electronics and company. And she said yes, I was never asked. तो उसको ये बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट मिल गया. अब उसको he thought he is good enough, and ऐसे वो and after that she inclined to invest with the way she was. That is what it is. So in my view, her motivation and willpower were not of adequate level, and she did not work enough. She did not get selected. I hope this case explained to you. Okay, fine. Yeah. What more? No other questions, Yogita? That's it?
We have, sir.
We have. Achha. Sometimes I lack in consistency and be lazy. How can I improve? SP, it has to do with your motivation. And this is internal to you. Fine. I cannot legislate any method. मेथड या करने को मैं कर सकता हूँ कि एक प्लान अपना बनाओ, उसको फॉलो करो, बट उसके लिए मोटिवेशन तो तुम्हारा है ना, तुम्हें करना पड़ेगा। तुम्हारा वो है नहीं, तुम्हारा नेचर ऐसा है। अब नेचर को ऑल्टर आपको मोटिवेशन से करना पड़ेगा। यू शुड, यू नो, योर डिजायर्ड सेल्फ इमेज, the motivation to attain that image, if it is good, then you will do. अगर नहीं है तो फिर आप जैसे हो वैसे ही चलते रहो। ज्यादातर लोग ऐसे ही चलते रहते हैं। तो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज, यू नो। आपको खुद से करना पड़ेगा, कोई वो नहीं कर सकता। इफ यू जॉइन माय प्रोग्राम, आई विल ओनली टेल यू मेथड्स, but I can't, assure that these things will happen because internal है motivation। motivation में कोई chip मिलता नहीं है। Yeah, okay, yeah, some more questions, Yogita? Sir, is it really required to make your TAT stories full of actions? अरे मेक इट हाई लेवल। अरे मेरे भाइयों देखो, ये एक किताब लिखी है के ऊपर साइकोलॉजिस्ट साहब ने, उसने इतना मिसगाइड किया आप लोगों को। उसके चक्कर में मत पड़ो, आप मेरी किताब पढ़ दो। उसमें सिंपल आपको दिया है कि स्टोरी में आपने इंटरप्रेट किया है, क्या इशू करना चाहिए। दिस क्वांटिटी ऑफ एक्शंस एंड ऑल दैट इज ऑल, आई मीन, मैं क्या बोलूं, माई सेल्फ डोंट अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दिस स्टफ, तो डोंट गेट इट टू ऑल दिस। चक्कर से आप नुकसान होता है। दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग ऑल दिस। ये कोचिंग वालों ने मिसगाइड बहुत कर दिया। डोंट गेट, ठीक है, थैंक यू।
Sir, last question.
ओके रतुमन, sir, saw your video on YouTube in which you mentioned that you interviewed ECE graduate who had poor grasp on the subject. Can you tell which subjects are focus or general overview subject? इस सवाल फिर के आइए, किसी किए कोई कुंजी मिल जाए जिसके थ्रू आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाए, सेलेक्टर्स का बिल। तो मैं बार बार मंजी कहता हूं, ऐसी कोई कुंजी नहीं है। और ऐसी कुंजी अगर जो दुनिया में बेच रहे हैं वो आपका बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं, तो उनसे बेवकूफ ना बनिए। अगर आपके इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और कम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियरिंग के बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग खराब है तो आपके सिलेक्शन चांसेस लो हैं। ये आपने सही बात की, मैंने मेंशन किया है अपने उसमें कि मैं 2010-11 में 2 साल 17 एसएसबी में डिप्टी प्रेसिडेंट रहा, और अभी 10 साल मेरे को हो गए हैं स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करते हुए। मेरे को एक भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियर का नहीं मिला इंजीनियर जो कि कम्युनिकेशन ढंग से समझता हो, जीरो। तो इट इज अ बैड रिफ्लेक्शन ऑन द स्टेट of Indian education system, the state of our students, and the state of our society. Now some of these chaps have got selected also. फिर जब इतना खराब है उन्हीं में से बनाने हैं ऑफिसर भी, तो देन वी विल से क्या चलो तकरीबन कुछ तो समझता है, बट दैट इज व्हाट इट इज। तो अब कितनी आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा, आई मीन इट्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू मेक अ गेस। क्लैरिटी बेसिक तो समझो यार, यू नो लाइक क्या बोलूं, कितना बोला, कम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियर रडार समझ में नहीं आया, फाइबर ऑप्टिक पूछने लगो समझ में नहीं आया, रेडियो वेव्स कैसे ट्रांसमिट होती है, क्या है, क्या है, यू नो ग्राउंड वेव प्रोपगेशन, स्काई वेव प्रोपगेशन, स्पेस वेव प्रोपगेशन नहीं पता है। आप मोबाइल में बात करते हो बोले तो क्या होगा, आपका एनालॉग सिग्नल कैसे डिजिटाइज होगा, कैसे वो ट्रांसमिट होगा कैरियर वेव पे ट्रांसमिट करके, क्या सैम्पलिंग थ्योरम है एंड ऑल दैट, ये चीजें समझे में नहीं होते हैं, तो मेरे हिसाब से सेलेक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए। अब कुछ कुछ करते होंगे तो करते भी होंगे, क्योंकि आफ्टर ऑल हिंदुस्तान में ऐसा ही हाल है सबका, समझ रहे हो ना बेटा। सो दैट्स व्हाट इट इज, आई फील सैड बाय दिस थिंग, बट दिस इज द सैड ट्रूथ ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी। हो सकता है आप भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कम्युनिकेशन इंजीनियर हो, शायद आपकी भी नॉलेज ऐसी ही हो, क्योंकि I mean, statistically speaking, your knowledge should be congruent towards what the general state of affairs is. ठीक है ना बेटा, तो कुछ तो सीख लो यार। Yeah, that's it, Yogita.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then all of you, thank you so much for attending our session, and I hope I have been able to answer your questions adequately. Wish you all the best, good luck, and take